We will be recording, so smile pretty. And we will be using the chat function a lot, so make sure to make yourself familiar. It's at the bottom bar. Use the chat function for any questions, comments, concerns. We're super excited to tell you all about the recipes we're making today, and Emily will also be in the chat, so if you have any questions about what she's cooking up or any questions about the wine, we can definitely answer them live during this event. And if you haven't heard, we are doing a $100 gift card giveaway. So I will paste that information in the chat function below, but let's get started. Hello, Emily.
Of course, I'm like grabbing wine, so you can't, I'm messing up my mic and everything. I see Kim Bannock. She's in my videos, and I see Kristen Newman. I see all kinds of good people. If you are familiar, like Stephanie was saying, with the chat function, definitely use that. I want to see pictures of the food and the drinks and the shenanigans you're up to for dinner, and keep the party going. And I guess we're winning gift cards. This is so exciting. I didn't know. This is a surprise. Do I get to win too?
Sure, you can enter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a $100 gift card for Jewel-Osco for any of your Festa Italiana needs. So Frigo cheese, all of the wines you could ever want. We've got Ecco we've got La Marca and Davinci. So many options.
Well, I guess to start it off, I'll just raise a glass to all of our amazing guests and our host and our hostess with Moses, host Jewel-Osco and Stephanie, who is like leading the show. Thank you, Stephanie, for always organizing these events. For those of you who are new to these events, yes, I said there's DJs and all kinds of fun things happening, but there are always fun things happening. You guys do the live events, that you have these Zoom events during the COVID, and they are always fun. We learn so much, we have so much fun, and we eat good and drink great. So I will raise my glass to Jewel, and then I'd also like to raise my glass to Craig McDowell from EJ Gallo. We wouldn't have this wine to raise if it wasn't for him. He's going to be pouring us libations all night and talking them up, so I can't wait. And then, of course, Frigo cheese. What's wine without cheese? My good friends at Frigo are also part of this party. I don't travel without a suitcase of cheese, or at least, you know, stay home with a fridge full. So I am grateful for Frigo cheese. They're the oldest Italian American cheese company, and I am happy to be cooking with them this evening. We're going to make two great recipes. We're going to have a mozzarella flatbread, and we're going to also do sliders. So without further ado, cheers to cheese and wine in Jewel-Osco.
Cheers.
Now, while I get these flatbreads started,
That was a well done high note.
Well, I could only do it with the #1 selling Prosecco. Take it away, Craig.
That's right. For having us here and for everybody attending with the #1 selling Prosecco in the U.S., La Marca Prosecco. Some people are wearing my La Marca blue shirt, Emily. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm wearing that Tiffany blue shirt to celebrate with everybody this evening. So yeah, La Marca transforms every occasion, you know, elevating ordinary with the elegance of Italy. So what better way than to partner with the Festa Italiana, toast to all life moments. And with that, again, thank you for the kind toast, Emily, and cheers again to Jewel-Osco and Festa Italiana. And La Marca is Prosecco from, again, Italy. It's from the Veneto region, which is in northeastern Italy. Almost 50 years of heritage nestled in there with the La Marca Prosecco. It's covers 9 provinces in the Veneto region. Legally, many of you may know this or may not, but in Italy, there's some interesting legalities with how they mark their wines. So all Prosecco wines must be sourced and made from grapes grown within the region. So fun fact, which a lot of people don't know, Prosecco is essentially a region. A lot of people assume it's of grape variety like a Moscato, but Prosecco is the region that they grow the Glera grape, which for Prosecco to have Prosecco and DOC on the label needs to be 85% Glera grape, which is a very fruit-forward grape. They're very bright and floral notes. What makes La Marca unique, outside the #1 selling Prosecco in the US, it's made from 100% Glera grapes, which really brings out that lemon, pear, honey flavors that you get with it. Perfect for an aperitif, perfect for a toast, like for an event like tonight, and really for any holiday hosting coming up. This is available anywhere, wherever you're joining us tonight, any of your, like if you're across the country, but Chicagoland, Jewel-Osco, you can't walk into a Jewel without walking into a bunch of La Marca. So I'm very happy to have La Marca kind of start us off here. And a fun fact too, you may or may not know, I'm sure there's La Marca fans on with us tonight, but you can make custom labels. You know, this isn't a custom label per se, but if you go to lamarcalabelmaker.com, you can go on there and create your own label to celebrate with friends or send it to loved ones. Emily, you may or may not have a couple labels coming your way here, hopefully shortly. But yeah, you can do up to 2 a day. You go on that. We'll be sure to have the information and a link and a recap. But it's fun. You can create your own label and you can put a message on there, you know, congratulatory messages, or you can use a custom message that's there. So that's really a fun, cool thing as we enter the holidays for sure. And it's also available. This is a 750 ml size. It's also available in a 375 size, which we have available, and a 187 as well. So for your any occasion, be it grab and go or celebratory with one or multiple people, there's a will and a way to have La Marca at everybody's occasion for the holidays, anytime. So yeah, really great Prosecco. I'm excited to start off with this one. And it looks like Emily and her group have already kind of kicked it in high gear with the La Marca there. Well done. I see some Aperol back there too, Emily. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? You thinking a little Aperol spritz?
Yeah.
I'm going to take that as a yes. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of questions come up with Prosecco in general. What else can you make? A lot of various cocktails, but the Aperol spritz has been very, very popular. So I can make up a quick batch. I'm not a bartender by any means, but at least I can walk through it. So I have my utensils here all on the table. I'll give you a moment here, but it's essentially 3 parts Prosecco, and then so I'm at my parents' house, so I got some old school measuring utensils here, which is really cool, very vintage. So we'll do 3 parts of the Prosecco, 2 parts the aperitif, and don't worry, I'll mix this up and I'll pour it out nicely. We're not going to just do a pint of an Aperol spritz here. And then club soda. Oops. So it's signature brand, also available at your local Jewel-Osco here. Get that going there. All right, so I got an old school mixer here, and it has kind of an Italian look and feel. So I'll do Aperol spritz. That in there. Yeah, just mix up, like I said, 3 parts Prosecco, 2 parts Aperol, 1 ounce of clubs in a wine glass here as well. Really fun, lively drink. Aperol is a very popular aperitif in Italy. It's kind of making a comeback for sure. And this year, especially, the Aperol spritz and Prosecco-based spritzers have become very, very popular. So pour that in there. And then the trick is to garnish it with an orange wedge, which I also have over here.
Craig, I'm already drinking. What's taking you so long?
I'm making the Aperol spritz right here.
Wait, so it's 3 parts Prosecco and how many parts Aperol?
2 parts.
Okay, good. I did good.
Yeah, you did good.
All right, I'll go
Splash of
back to
club
mute
soda.
and I'll drink.
Cheers. Yeah, that's tasty for sure.
Awesome.
So yeah, a
well,
little
thank
bit
you so
more.
much for sharing.
Yeah, I was going to share a little bit, another unique thing about the region where this is grown in northeastern Italy. The hillsides go east to west, so it allows for a lot of sunlight, which is perfect conditions for the Glera grape to really get that higher residual sugar. You know, so again, the growing region is perfect for Prosecco in general, and And then for it to be DOC, again, not to get all geeky in the wine thing, but I remember we were talking earlier, you know, a lot of people don't know some of the legalities, but DOC, if it's on a label, it means it's essentially guaranteed from that region of Prosecco. If it's DOCG, which some of the wines we have tonight are labeled that, it's from a certain area. So very similar to how AVAs work in California. If it's from Sonoma, it's from a general area. If it's from Russian River Valley, it's from a smaller area. I always like to tell my friends, think of it more of like counties or even cities, like right, New York City, you know, the 5 boroughs. Someone's from New York, you know, it's quality from there, but it's from the Bronx, it's better quality. So very similar to some of these regions within Italy, how they get those laws to have the, and again, they have to be certain criteria to be that. And there's a lot of tests that go through it for sure. So a lot of cool things in Italy, and we'll dive more into that as we get to some of the other wines that we're going to share along with the meals, and looking forward to talk about those pairings as well.
And we're on. So Craig, I am totally enjoying my Aperol Spritzer. I got a little carried away and mine got made very fast. I don't know, I was dumping and pouring, but it's delicious and I'm enjoying it now. So thank you. I hope everyone at home is enjoying it as well. I want to see pictures, maybe before and after this event, because we do have quite a bit of wine. So I want to see how wild you get. In the meantime, this is a family show. And so I'm going to teach you how to make some flatbreads with my girlfriends Mila and Aria. And Mila is already speeding through ripping up her Frigo fresh mozzarella and putting it on the bread. She's an expert because Daddy makes a lot of pizzas at home. Aria and I do a lot of cooking at home, and she is an expert. So she's going to actually teach me how to make the Melty flatbread today. So we've already preset our oven for 400 degrees. We have cheated just slightly, but I have to say these non-flatbreads are excellent because they just pop in the oven. They get nice and crispy. Here's one we were going to dig into with our Aperol Spritzer in a minute. I'll actually hand it off to Rusty, and Rusty, you can be our taste tester while we're creating. So, what do you say? You were telling me olive oil? So Ari was telling me that olive oil is good to kind of keep those naans nice and crispy. So you just rush it along the way. Mila, would you like to have olive oil on yours as well? No, you're going to just keep it purely Mott's. Yeah. See, she's a purist, and that's why we love her at Frigo. She's going to get a raise after this. You get to go home with as much Frigo cheese as you'd like. Ooh, so you can make some lasagna or something good. Do you want to put sauce on this or fresh tomatoes?
I want to put.
You're good.
Okay, we're going to do a little marinara, and all these recipes are on frigocheese.com as well as emilyellen.com. The modifications, though, will soon be, I'm sure, at aria.com when we get her nice and famous after her first production here. Is that enough, or do you want more? Okay.
I'm gonna spread it.
Okay, go for it, girl. Do you want pesto from the gardens? Okay. Now, I have sliced up the mozzarella. I really like the fresh mozzarella. They pack it in water or the whey, and after folding and stretching it, they form these balls. So it does come apart quite nicely, and you can just tear it apart. And that's what I like to do when I make my caprese salads with just all these same delicious ingredients. If you're not, you know, mommy's not home and you want to just throw together a salad for when she gets home, you don't want to use the oven, you could make this caprese, Aria. Just some cut tomatoes, some fresh pesto, some fresh mozzarella, some fresh herbs. Delicioso, right? Delicioso. Rusty, is it delicioso?
Delicioso.
Ah, va bene. Now, what else are we going to top this pizza with?
Pepperoni and cheese.
Oh, of course. A classic. Now, do you want pepperoni too, Mila? Okay. She's still a purist, and I'm liking this. How much do we want? Do we want any kind of salami or anything?
Yeah.
Now, for all of you at home, I know you're building your pizzas as we speak, or flatbreads. please be posting pictures. I've been getting DMs all day of those delicious ingredients that you've been shopping Jewel for, like the delicata squash. And some of you are doing some of our sweet versions, like our, what was that, the peach one that we made. Remember, we just did a video for Frigo. It's peach and it's pralines and honey. How about that with melty mozzarella? Does that sound good? Or maybe blackberries or persimmons with cinnamon. Okay, now get to this cheese. Now,
Excuse me, Emily, I have a question.
Yes, please.
What kind of olive oil do you recommend?
Well, I mean, I have just, my friends at Grapes and Olive, they just sent all this great olive oil, so I'm going to throw that out there. But Jewel-Osco has a aisle full of it. But pure Spanish olive oil or Italian olive oil, you gotta make sure it's 100% from those countries. Oh, so good. What do you want? A little salt to bring out the flavors? And a little pepper to spice it up? Okay. Mila, you tell me.
I just sauce.
Just sauce? Okay, I hear you. See, Mila, we're converting her now into more flavors. She was just a cheese purist, but now we got her in a little more saucy. I'm liking this. And then you're gonna put your cheese on top? With Halloween coming up, we could make little jack-o'-lanterns too. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my house is already ready for Halloween.
It is absolutely ready. They live across the street, and I can see the decorations now. It says trick or treat on it. And I'm sure you're gonna be carving pumpkins sooner than later, right? Yeah. So for those of you who have decorated your house, and for those of you, I think it was Scott Richardson, who is making delicata, that is a perfect version to make for Halloween. Okay, girls, let's pop these in our oven. It is 400 degrees for about 12 minutes, and it'll become totally melty. Craig, tell us what the adults should be drinking. I think we're gonna make some non-alcoholic spritzers for these girls. They have definitely earned this. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Zoom in. Are these not beautiful? Benissimo.
Those look great.
As beautiful as the girls. Okay, let me pop them in the oven. Craig, we want to hear about
Yeah.
more of them.
Sure. So Emily, yeah, their menu was really great, and we had fun with this one. So Davinci Chianti, most people would think a red wine goes great with meat dishes, which it does. But once I saw your flatbread pizza, and this is a perfect pizza pairing wine. Davinci, again, it's a Chianti. Another interesting thing is that Chianti, like Prosecco, is also just a region. So what Davinci is known for is making an approachable take on an old world heritage, long-standing heritage in their wine techniques, state-of-the-art equipment. So Davinci is located in Tuscany, and the Chianti region is also in Tuscany. And fun fact too is where it started in the town of Vinci, which obviously is where Leonardo da Vinci is from, who painted the Mona Lisa, which is what gave the inspiration for the label on Da Vinci to have the Mona Lisa on it. So again, it's near the town of Vinci. They have about 1,200 acres under vine, 267 acres also in Montalcino, which is in the southern area of the Chianti region. But Chianti is made with a grape called Sangiovese, which it's a very, very popular red grape in Italy, known for being very savory, fruit forward, could be semi-sweet to dry, actually derived from the Latin word Jovis with a J, which means the blood of Jupiter. So obviously long-standing winemaking traditions in Italy, and what Da Vinci does is kind of honor those classic heritage with bringing this 100% Sangiovese in the Da Vinci Classico. I'm sorry, the Da Vinci Classico, which is another region in Chianti. But again, similar to the legalities I mentioned before, this is a DOCG, which means it's guaranteed from that region. So that signifies the quality and various things of that nature. And the tasting notes for this Da Vinci Chianti, which pairs so well with pizza, is that medium-bodied, well-balanced with soft tannins, so it's very fruit-forward for a red wine, but also has a little touch of spiciness to it, which is what the Sangiovese is also known for. Very fun facts, too, with this is, again, the Mona Lisa on the art in the label, and also their winemaking techniques. They do something called malolactic fermentation, which is converting the tart tasting malic acid, softer tasting lactic acid rather. That really brings out more of a creamier sense. So that's why, Emily, we went with the red wine to go with your flatbread pizza, because it just pairs so good with the pesto and everything else you got going on in this particular dish. So thank you very much for sharing the Chianti. And I also know that Rusty's got a very interesting background with Davinci. It's one of his personal favorites, I understand.
Oh, Rusty's getting a shout out. I hear
Yeah, Rusty.
he is, well, we have basil opening wine right now. We're going to start digging into the Chianti. I'm trying to keep up because, you know, of course I got like sidetracked by the beautiful Ecco bottles, you know, those designer labels. They went with my outfit so well. So I didn't know I have glasses galore over here, Craig. I have like, well, maybe I just take this little row of glasses for myself and fill them up. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. You got enough wine there.
We're going to do a little taste now. I want to make sure you know your stuff over there.
Well,
Rusty and I will do the taste. He gave you a little shout out
do.
for the Davinci days.
All right. Cheers.
For those of you
Cheers, Rusty.
who are in the DeLand area, you can relive the Davinci life. Smelling it? Sip, savor,
Yeah, it's
swirl,
perfect
sight.
wine to pair with a pizza.
Absolutely.
Perfect pizza wine.
So most people
Let me
do go
try
to
this.
most people go to Prosecco, to the white, to the red, but we just went to the red right away. But we're excited for the Pinot Grigio with your flatbread.
I approve. So good, you're right. And the sauce is just magnifique. I love it. Nice. Well, the girls are still making us pizza. I wish I could deliver a couple pizzas to you, Craig, because these are really good. They're coming together. What are you eating over there? Are you cooking along with us?
I'm not. I'm drinking along at this point. Yeah.
Good boy. I know how to save my calories too and where to put them, and I like where you go with this. So, do we have anyone cooking along with us?
Yeah, definitely.
Scott, you have the delicata squash in the oven. I want to see it. Oh my goodness, look. Oh, hallelujah.
I just need some cheese now.
I like it. And we're going to put we might want to even put some fresh herbs. Oh my gosh, we're out of cheese. This is so un-American. Okay, we'll cut this one up. Don't you worry.
They used up all the cheese.
We used up all the cheese. This is a good thing. A cheese emergency, guys.
Yeah, you have so much cheese.
So, yep, there we go. More cheese. So our next course is actually one of those dishes, very 1960s. That's why I was channeling it today with my wardrobe and my hair. I think it's just such a party dish, girls. I don't know if you've ever had sliders. Little hamburger sliders, have you ever had those?
I had hamburgers today for dinner.
Today for dinner, she already had hamburgers. She's on a roll. So, back in the day, they used to make these party sandwiches, and they were such a hit because they become like all ooey and gooey, and they melt together with butter, and they're so delicious.
I didn't put butter in mine.
You don't put butter on yours?
No, I only.
She doesn't know the secrets yet, teacher. You didn't? Well, let me show you how I make my sliders. Tonight for Italia, or Festa Italia, we're gonna do a chicken Parmesan slider. Ooh, you like that? You girls wanna sit up here and I'll feed you? Courtney's gonna get you more cheese over here, and then I'm gonna get to work on the slider. Okay, right over there, Court.
Where are we going?
The girls are gonna sit right up there.
I know I'm cooking myself.
She's cooking her stuff.
I trust you. Do you want me to give you all the cheese or just portion?
Give them all the
We had a
cheese.
great question. What kind of oven are you guys using?
We have a big old hefty wood stove. And funny enough, they sent me this little baby wolf when for some kind of promo when I bought it. So I guess I won the Jewel-Osco prize. But we've been using this as our little pizza oven because it gets up to like 500 degrees. It's perfect. So our flatbread should be done in about 6 minutes, and then I'll show you how good the girls work. In the meantime, I'm going to show you how to make these party sliders. Let me give you a little taste test or a little peek. Whoops, baby. Look, I got a little crusty. Okay. So, I got a little toasty in there because I have it cranked up a little hotter for the pizzas. But the good thing about these, let me get a little scoop. The good thing about these is that butter. I know, Amelia, you didn't know about the butter trick, but I'm going to teach you. So they bake together in this like ooey gooiness, and you finish it off with like a butter mixture. And this is what I was talking about, these party sandwiches. I mean, look at it, they get like all crusty and gooey and melty. Oh my gosh, guys, we're going to dig into these soon. But this is how we make them. And I was referencing the 60s because they were called party sandwiches, not sliders.
Have you shown them your dish towel though?
Oh yes, this is what a professional I am, and I really just live the mantra and live what I talk. See, Mila's our spokesgirl. These are my taste buds right here. You like it? Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's a fresh mozzarella. I mean, Grigio tested and approved, friend. And then look at this. I'm gonna get a towel made for you. So I believe there's no such thing as too much butter. And Mila, I'm gonna get her a t-shirt made that says, I believe there's no such thing as too much mozzarella. You like that? Okay.
You better believe it.
You better believe it. Mommy's funny. So you get some of these sandwich rolls, and of course you get these nice, squishy.
You want to hear something funny?
Hilarious. Yes, everybody wants to know. You have adoring fans. Talk to We'll explain all this later. Say cheese. That's right. Well, someone did say cheese, and we're going to put more cheese in this dish. So I have made these. I made these sliders. Yours aren't going to get as toasty. I'm sorry, guys. Oh. But you slice right down them and flip them over. Here, let me just flip them really quick. Put the bottom in a nice sprayed pan. Okay. Okay. Then you start topping it with the goods. Oh, girls, we got rid of all the marinara sauce. I need some marinara sauce. Oh, shoot. Do I have marinara? Oh, boy. Oh, okay. I don't have any leftover marinara. See, this is the beauty of these sliders because they are clean out the refrigerator cooking, and they are really delicious when you cook them down with anything. So for this recipe that we're referencing, this is the chicken Parmesan recipe, but I've also made these cheesy, delicious ones.
You want baby still press a street and crabs?
No, I have the pesto. I'm going to use the pesto. These ones right here, guys, look at that. These are like Italian subs. I have ham, and I have all the pizza toppings that we didn't use, like the pepperoni and all that deliciousness. So same thing. It's whatever you want to like top it with. So we have a little bit of the marinara left from the girls' pizza project. I'm going to put a little of that on just to get the bread nice and moist. And then these are going to be chicken Parmesan pesto sliders. I'm going to put a bunch of pesto on it. I don't think I sprayed these out as much. Maybe that's why I got a little browner. Sorry, adoring fans out there. See, you can have delicious kitchen mishaps. The good thing about kitchen mishaps is you have to eat all the evidence, which it's tasty, so I'm not complaining. Now, for chicken Parmesan sliders, you don't just put chicken. You could use leftover chicken. That would be awesome. But Jewel has a breaded chicken tenderloin, and that's really good because it gives it that kind of like breaded chicken Parmesan flavor. Ooh, it's so delicious, delicious. And because they're usually quite hefty, I thaw them and I slice them down the center. So slice them and spread them out so you have like a little nibble on each slider. Ooh, all the timers are going off. This is good, girls. Your pizzas are going to be done. Alrighty.
Sounds like
I know. Did you save any room after you know that mozzarella?
Yeah.
I know. I don't think so. Save all the good breading crumbs. Now, of course, cheese. We wouldn't be here without fragrant cheese. They've got all kinds of delicious cheese. I like to use, this is chicken Parmesan, so you have to use Parmesan, right? The shredded parm is perfect for this. And I take half of it and I mix it with one ball of the mozzarella that I shredded. And so I take that. And I love using the fresh mozzarella because it's got a nice high moisture content and it just keeps these sliders like just so good and melty and delicious. Oops. And then at this point, girls, you can add more stuff like if you want to have some salami or if you want to have some ham or you want to have some fresh oregano on it or some fresh basil, you can rip it up and you can make it very al fresco, right? And then top it. Now, you know how we were talking about that butter earlier, Mila? This is the trick to getting them nice and melty and delicious and all sticking together and being able to last through the party,
I
okay?
know, Mama. I can't eat ham.
You don't have to eat the ham ones. This is just gonna be chicken for you, okay?
Hey, Emily, real quick, our
Yeah.
lovely Sheila that we love so much has a question.
Sheila, Mila.
Yes, she would like to know is there an easy way to slice fresh mozzarella?
There is. You know what? A great way to do it is with dental floss, not the mint kind. Okay. Unless you like that flavor pairing, because you might want a little flavor pairing like lavender and honey, or mint and pecans, or something, or mint and pistachios. Daddy, how's it going? Okay. We have our pizza expert here, so he's in charge of the pizzas. He has a pizza oven across the road, so he's definitely our go-to guy. Wait, Daddy, you didn't put Mila's in.
Oh.
The other one, here, trade.
One in the other oven.
Oh, see, we almost didn't get that one in the oven for 12 minutes, Mila.
And I didn't get this one.
Oh, we'll get that one. Don't worry, Ariel. Okay, Sheila, so dental floss, and then also, if you get it slightly, well, really cold, like slightly frozen, it'll slice really nice. Jess, do we have another question?
Is there a good way to store fresh mozzarella so lasts longer?
Oh, fresh mozzarella, yes. Well, I absolutely endorse preserving in olive oil. I mean, that is very old Italian. So you can actually cube up your mozzarella or rip it apart and put it in a canning jar, fill it with olive oil. You can put different flavorings like a little bit of red chili pepper, some lemon zest, or even just a little bit of like black peppercorns. And oh my goodness, the olive oil gets infused with delicious flavors as well as the mozzarella is preserved, and you can use it throughout the for a lot longer. It'll probably preserve it. Well, I would say give it another couple weeks.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, now you know, Jess. So what I'm doing is, for Mila's sake, I think we blew a fuse. We got every oven cranked up. I'm gonna put it in the oven right now. But I have a half a cup of butter melting, and I'm gonna mix that with breadcrumbs, garlic powder, and some more of that Parmesan. And we are going to then put these in the oven. And We're not going to cook them as long as I did. It's only 20 minutes, guys. You don't get yapping to the whole Zoom crew and forget about them and make them extra toasty. They will taste good, let me tell you. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, this works. A hot oven will never fail you. Okay, so I have a hot oven. I'm going to mix it with some Italian breadcrumbs. I like the flavored breadcrumbs because they have a little more, you know, je ne sais quoi, a little zest of life. Some garlic powder. And then the parm you can mix together, or you could sprinkle a little on. You could take this, or may I use your brush? Thank you. Mix this like this. And you just pour and brush that butter on. And you are gonna have perfection, my friends. Are you guys making sliders along with me at home there? What are those comments saying?
I'm seeing a lot of people cooking right now for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Kate. Cooking Molly, of course.
Oh, everyone, Molly Sedensky is my sister. In the comments, it's her birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. So Molly is enjoying cooking on a Zoom for her birthday. Isn't that such a nice sissy? Okay, so I put all the rest of the Parmesan on there. I'm gonna put a little.
Oh, your mom's there too.
And mom's there, of course, mom's there. Cover with foil, friends. You're gonna pop it in the oven for just 20 minutes, not 30 or 40 or whatever I forgot ours in for. 20 minutes, and then you'll take off the top and you'll just get them nice and like crusty and beautiful and delicious. All right. More questions? Oh no, asking for drinks. Okay. While we cut up some more of these pizzas and our sliders cook, keep adding questions in the comments section. And then Craig, I want to hear about some more wines. What do I finally get to drink the pretty one that matches my outfit? Craig, please. I need another glass. You could probably put me on mute or he'll have to hear me.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Thank you. So with the sliders, you know, I mentioned before, a lot of people assume the red wine with the last entree, but you know, when I saw Hawaiian bread on the menu with chicken, I thought nothing better than our Italian Pinot Grigio Ecco right here. So Ecco actually translates to "here's tomorrow" in Italian. It's grown in the similar region as the Prosecco in the northeastern part of Italy, in the Veneto region, and the Friuli Venezia region, also the world epicenter for Pinot Grigio for sure. So the high altitude brings a really crisp, elegant style. Like I mentioned before, and again, the mountains, east to west, really help translate those flavors. With Pinot Grigio being the second most popular wine in the US, it's, again, very more of a zesty flavor. So it really cuts out some of this in fish as well, but perfect accompaniment for the sliders. You get aromas of stone ripe fruit, white peach, pear. It also is available. This is kind of a teaser here. So this here is a 187 size bottle, which comes out in 2021 in a 3-pack here. So keep a lookout for this at your local Jewel-Osco in a 3-pack setting. And Emily mentioned the fun package. So one thing Ecco thrives on is always believe that style and commitment just to the quality of the grape, to the packaging. The logo hasn't changed much in the 25 years. They're actually celebrating this year. But what they do have changed is, you saw Emily had it here, the past 6 years, they have done custom package designs with some of the top designers in the world. So they've had 6 vintages with a different designer, from Zach Posen, Bobby Burke. This is Brandon Maxwell, people that are really intertwined in the fashion. All of the labels over the past 6 years, so you can see really focusing on the commitment to style and the full range to design the concept for the packaging. So what we have here is Bobby Maxwell, his design for the 2019 vintage Pinot Grigio for Ecco. Looking good, Emily. ml bottle. Again, this is coming out in 2021. So for again, it's the top selling Pinot Grigio in Jewel-Osco, actually the number 2 after Santa Margherita. But for the price point, always under $10 for 750 ml. A really staple Italian Pinot Grigio wine that one of my personal favorites as well. And writers would agree. Once you see a Hawaiian bread on the menu, the Pinot Grigio, sure way to go. Cheers.
Awesome. Thanks, Craig. We've actually got a couple questions while you are on the start of the show for right now. Do you suggest any more acidic wines with the sliders or just more dry ones?
So these particular sliders, like I mentioned, the Hawaiian bread is really what led me to lean in on the Pinot Grigio because it's more of a zesty finish, so a little bit more of an acidic wine because with the marinara sauce and the sliders as well, helps kind of cut that. You don't want too much of a semi-sweet wine with Emily's recipe. But again, one my food in general, which is why this is such a fun event. Well, better pairing than anything Italian wine and food, but it's really in the eye of the beholder. It's such a subjective environment. You know, some people prefer the can bread. So the secret is you really can't go wrong by any means.
Awesome. And then we had another one that was, what's your opinion on aging wines with this food pairing?
Aging wines with, you know, in terms of drinking a more aged wine with a food pairing?
I think so, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Aging wine is, you know, obviously most wines are 3 to 5 years in the reds, depending on really the varietal. But these Italian specifically, the Chiantis, so we're drinking the 2018 Chianti here. I actually still have a bottle of the 2016 still open. You can drink them 7 years out as long as it's aged properly. And obviously that's going to bring out a whole different experience because aging the wine really brings out more of the aromatics. It allows it to sit and kind of rest more in the bottle. So you'll get more of a different taste for sure, but by no means is it going to be a bad pairing without a doubt. I mean, so if you have anybody watching or listening has some aged wine on hand, this kind of environment with the foods that Emily's making, it's a good opportunity to crack open those little vintages for sure and enjoy them. That's what it comes down to. Just enjoy it while you can, and what better to pair with food, family, and friends.
Exactly. Awesome. Any other fun facts about Ecco Domani?
Nothing outside of that. I mean, like I mentioned, it's high altitude. There is some fun stuff in the aging process, how they make it. So they actually, it's called sur-lie aging, which allows the grapes to kind of sit on the lees, which extracts the flavors, allowing the yeast to decompose. So it's such a geeky way to say, you know, this aging process gives it more of that fruit-forward flavor as opposed to the overly zesty Pinot Grigios. It's very common in Italian wines. They do that for 2 months after it sees the stainless steel fermentation. So, you know, so many techniques, especially when it comes to Italian-made wines. There's such a long tradition, heritage, 200 years of winemaking techniques that really, you know, they have a science down for sure. So, fun fact again, with all these wines, including La Marca's, they go out of the way to really produce them and age them in a certain way, bottle them in a certain way to really bring the best of that. And one fun fact I just thought of too, I mentioned Prosecco doesn't have to be 100% Glera grapes, but this La Marca is 100%. The Chianti doesn't have to be 100% Sangiovese, but this one's 100% Sangiovese. And same for the Ecco Domani, it's 100% Pinot Grigio, not 85 to 90 like a lot of other ones. So these 3 wines that we tasted here this evening really bring the true essence of what those varietals are in the heart of Italy and the regions that they're from. So that's a fun thing with these wines in particular that really will bring any experience even that much more fruit forward and flavorful.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing, Craig.
Just for items.
Emily, are you ready over there with the sliders?
We are ready for the sliders. So at this
Absolutely.
point, it's
Thank
been
you.
about 15 to 20 minutes, and I take the foil off of them and get it nice and melty on top. All that extra Parmesan cheese that I put on top, I want to get melted, and I want that butter to just kind of like
you know, just saturate everything. So I took off the foil, and we should be enjoying in a couple minutes. But in the meantime, this is your chance to take all that extra mozzarella cheese that you have and whip it into something like a tiramisu. I bet none of you have ever had have you ever had a tiramisu made with mozzarella? Wow. I hate to tease right now because that was on our menu and then time got away from me. Mom problems. But we do have the recipe at frigocheese.com, and I have to tell you, a little espresso powder, some ladyfinger, whisk that Sauvignon, which you can make with any of that. The Ecco Domani would be great to make like a nice Sauvignon sauce and fold in that mozzarella and pour it over the ladyfinger. It would be so delicious. I encourage you all to try it. So I want to see these recipes. How are the flatbreads coming out? Were there any other bizarre and fun and delicious or over the top or just very classico dishes created? And are there pictures? Or hold up your dishes to the camera so we can all ooh and ah, admire and toast.
Looks like Kate Kyle has some cute assistants, and they're really going to town on some pizza.
I want to see Sylvie and Liam's pizza. That's my niece and nephew. Yeah. Everybody is on. Scott's pizza. Did you do the delicata?
Molly, let's see it.
Oh, nice. Nice. Good, guys. Tim Bannock's. How do we win a $100 gift card? Do I get to pick my favorite pizza? I mean, obviously, my favorites are right here in front of me, but I can't be biased.
The $100 gift card is actually running through the end of Festa Italiana on the 17th. However, if Emily, you would like to be a judge, we can totally arrange that.
I will judge. Well, I know we have more recipes being presented. Wait, Mila has some breaking news. She has to go to the bathroom. But in the meantime, can we wish it's not just my sister's birthday, it's one of our good friends, Nicole Austin, from Frigo Cheese. It's her birthday too! Love you! And Mila's gonna go to the bathrooms. But we're gonna eat sliders, we're gonna have flatbreads, and we are going to direct this little chickie to the bathroom right there. Right over there. Okay, Steph, any more questions? And I will be a judge.
Yeah, let's take a look at all the pizzas. So we had a couple of presentations. So if we want to keep looking at those, we don't have any questions at the current moment, but so many people are cooking along with us. I believe Scott's showing us his. We've got a delicious flatbread. Everybody is doing amazing cooking. Thank you to everyone who's been cooking along with us. Yay! Awesome. But yeah, it's been such a great program so far. So thank you everyone for joining us for Festa Italiana so far. And thank you, Emily, for cooking with us. This is great. I'm so excited to see the finished product of these sliders. And it's been really exciting learning about new wines with Craig. So this has been great.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Emily. Great job over there. And if I could say in the words of La Marca, make every day sparkle. And in the words, again, Ecco Domani, here's to tomorrow. So thank you for today. This is a lot of fun.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. Well, everyone here is toasting you. Thank you, Craig, for sending over all these DJ Gallo libations.
Yes.
We are enjoying it to the fullest.
Yeah, good job, Craig.
Frigo Cheese. Thank you for Frigo Cheese. Thank you for always bringing the party. I mean, I don't think there's a party without cheese. Right? It starts and ends with cheese in my family. So thank you, Frigo Cheese, for all of you out there watching and participating. Thank you for cooking along. Thank you, Jewel-Osco, for hosting yet another fabulous event and a whole slew of Festa Italiana events through the month. I can't wait to attend and eat and enjoy. So
Again, let's raise our wine glasses. I don't know where to start. I have 3 or 4 going. And I'd like to toast all of you. Another great event. Thank you so much. We love you, Jewel. We love you, Frigo. And we love you, EJ Gallo. I don't even know.
Thank you, Emily. Love you guys too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, if we've got any final questions or any final toasts, we are all ready for that. But yeah, that was a great show. Thanks everyone for talking about all the wines. We had great Ecco Domani, La Marca, Davinci, all these great wines, and then a bunch of Frigo cheeses. It's been great learning about the different flatbreads that we can do. Definitely a freestyle of sorts with all of the chicken Parmesan sliders. And if anyone wants to try out that tiramisu, I know that I will be doing that very soon. That sounded delicious. Craig, what would you recommend for a wine pairing for that?
Well, this year I still have the Aperol Spritz, but you know, I'm an old school kind of cocktail with a nice dessert, some sort of coffee with a little bit of cream, if you know what I mean. It would always sounds good. Otherwise, if you have the wines here, I would drink the Davinci Chianti for sure. A little red wine to bring out some of the flavors of the tiramisu will be perfect.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. And thank you, Emily, for cooking. And awesome. Well, happy Festa Italiana, everyone. Thank you. All right. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, Steph. Thank you.